Twerking cost her her dream job.
Men and women of culture, we meet again. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Now, as you can see, I got a video on this young lady who didn't know the ins and outs of or the do's and the don'ts of being in uniform while you're at your job and making videos and putting them online while in uniform. Sometimes, you should take the time to figure out the things that you can and you can't do while you in uniform, while you at work. That's just me though. I think it is very important to do those things if you are going to be posting content while you're in your work uniform. It's important to know the do's and the don'ts. Now let's roll the clip and see what happened.
She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her her dream job.
I didn't think that, being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her. What did they say to you?
They just said that I broke their social media policy.
Nell had only been on the job for 6 months. She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period. Why did you decide to post the video?
And I was really proud of myself that I came so far. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
So how did you feel in that meeting when they told you you lost your job?
I put on such a proud face every time I stepped on that plane. And for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
I don't know how she didn't know she can't do things like that while in uniform. But I will say, I've seen flight attendants post a lot of videos in uniform and nothing happened to them. Granted, I don't think they were twerking, but I mean, I've seen some flight attendants do some weird shit like in their uniform. Nothing too crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something that I wouldn't think was appropriate in uniform. But they do it. Flight attendants do this. There's a lot of flight attendants out there or a lot of other people in different industries and they do things in uniform and they put on their TikTok. A lot of people base their whole TikTok around their job. Alaska Airlines wasn't having it. They said, "Nah, man, you go ahead and take your fine ass up out of here. Take your fine ass out of here. We ain't having you representing our industry like that. We're not going to have you represent our corporation twerking on the plane." Now, is what she did appropriate? In my opinion, what she did it's not very appropriate. But should she have been fired for it? Nah, I don't think that was a fireable offense. I think firing was a little too far. But if they have that inside their clause, where you can't do certain things like that, then they are well within their right to let you go. They're well within their right to let you go. Crazy part is that she was at her 6 months. 6-month probation is crazy. It's usually 90-day probation. I heard of 30 days. I've seen 30 days, not as common. I think it's usually 90 days probation. But the fact that they had a 6-month probation period and she celebrated by throwing that thing back in the aisle on the plane before people boarded, and they said, "Yeah, that's enough to let you go." And it went viral, so that's another thing. The video did go viral, and it's because she's a very attractive woman. So the video went viral and it drew attention to Alaskan. I think a lot of those other videos, they don't go viral. So the company, the corporation, they never actually find out that that's the things that was happening on the plane or whatever, like they don't usually find out what you're doing because nobody really sees, your video might get a couple thousand views. But if hers went viral, then a lot of people seen it, and Alaskan was just like, "Yeah, we're not here for it." And it's also easy to let somebody go when they're right when they're at or before they hit their probation period. Once they are well in the company, they done more for the company, and you're probably more hesitant to let them go. But somebody like her who is new, just crossed that probation line, it was easy cut. Your choices have consequences. Alaskan Airlines guidelines, and if you don't, that's shame on you. That's your fault. You should know the guidelines. When you wearing your uniform, you can't do certain things when you're wearing your uniform or when you are at work. She's wearing a uniform at work. She's at work in uniform in her place of business, which is the plane. Like, I think it's a pretty easy setup. Was it a little harsh? Yeah, in my opinion, it was a little harsh, but at the same time, my opinion don't really matter because they have guidelines. And if they set the guidelines and say like, hey, you can't do this, and then you do it, you really can't be upset. It doesn't matter if we think it's harsh or not. You can't be upset because they have a protocol. Twerking broke protocol while you're at work and posting it. Now, you could have did that if you wanted to. Do a little celebratory dance in the back of the plane with your coworkers or whatever. But the fact that you recorded it and put it on the internet is what messed you up. Next time you want to wake yourself up or, you know, have like a little pick-me-up before work, basically to hype yourself up like you said, next time probably just drink some coffee. But granted, like I said, do I think the punishment was harsh? I think the punishment was harsh, but was it justified? I also think it was justified. But if I'm the corporation, I don't think I would fire somebody on their first offense for something like that. You know, if it was something more extreme, then yes. But if I'm the decision maker in that situation, no, I'm not gonna fire her. I'll give you a warning. Hey, look, you broke company protocol. Take the video down. You have 72 hours or 48 hours or whatever to take that video down. Next offense, you're done. Unless it was something more extreme, right? So that's just my opinion. Please do me a favor and leave your opinion down in the comments. I would love to hear them. If you are not subscribed by now, do your boy a favor. You know what I'm saying? Do your boy a favor. Sub the channel and share this video with someone else. I appreciate you stopping by. Peace.